Welcome everyone to the first official episode of the Washington Capitals GM Mode. And to start this off, we have some good news and we have some bad news. So I'm going to start off with the bad news. Now, when I was creating Eichel and Hanifin and Austin Matthews, who, if you didn't know, is supposed to be the first overall pick in 2016. So when I was creating them, everything worked out all right. So that was also part of the good news. But everything worked out all right. But when I came back the next day, all of the changes that you guys made, like for the players, like, you know what I mean? They were gone. It was reset. The roster update kicked in. So randomly when I loaded the game up again, EA's roster update took over. So I was like, okay, that's no big deal. I'll just, go back in and, change everything. So the roster update was downloaded. I had to redo all the potentials and overalls and shit that you guys suggested. Eichel, Hanifin, and Matthews are in the game. Everything looks good, right? So I come back the next day after doing that, and the rosters are gone again. Like, Eichel and Hanifin and Matthews are still there, but my overalls are not changed. Like, for some reason, the overalls of the NHL keep reverting back to this. They keep reverting back to their original. They've done this so many times already. Like, they've done this twice. Like, so I just keep, like, I did it, and then I reload the game just to see if it would do it again. And once again, the overalls reset. I just did like a couple of them just to make sure. And they reset. Like, look, Kessler's still a 90. For some reason, it won't change. Yet, like, when I go to Boston, like, Lucic is still there. Like, ever since that EA roster update, everything is fine except for the players in the NHL. They won't save. But the good news is that the potentials of the and overall changes of the prospects stayed the same for some reason. They are all good. Everything is fine. So, McDavid is increased, Strome is increased, Marner, Krause, etc. All those guys in the European leagues as well that you want it changed, they stayed the same. But the NHL keeps reverting back to the originals, the original overalls and potentials prior to me doing the changes. And this series, I don't want to delay it anymore. So you know what? I am sorry that the fact that some of these overalls just won't change. Like, they just don't change. I'm not sure. Some of them might have, but they just won't change. Every time I load the game up, it goes back to normal. It's weird. But the fucking potentials and overalls of the goddamn prospects are fine. So I'm just going with this. So really, the prologue episode and all your comments, like 50% of it was featured, really, because 50% of it actually works, and that's the prospects, because this doesn't work. This isn't working. Like, I don't know. The AHL seemed to be fine too, but the NHL, everything just reverted back from that fucking roster update that EA put out. Everything is just fucked up. So before I show you guys everything, all the lines and shit, and we get into this, again, I'm going to apologize for that. Basically, your overall changes were pointless that you said, but except for the prospects, of course. But as you can see, the OHL, there we go. So McDavid, Strome, Marner, see those guys there. Krause is there. Zach is up there. So that worked. We go to the QMJHL. Eichel's on the Mooseheads, and Myers up there as well. So Eichel's there. That's good. Then we go defenseman. And we go to the WHL. You see Hanifin's there as well, and Provorov. So all that's good, right? Oh yeah, if you also go to the, where is it? Not Swiss, the Liga. There you go. Rantanen's there. See, he's supposed to be up there as well. And yeah, so just want to show you guys. And there's Kylington as well at the end there. So everything for the prospects is fine, and I know Austin Matthews must have worked as well because he's not there in 2015. So he's supposed to be drafted as the number 1 pick in 2016, and he's American, so I had to create him, right? And he didn't appear on this year's scouting list, so he should be good to go in 2016. If it ends up that he's drafted in 2017, like something fucks up, who cares? It's a 1-year difference, right? No big deal. So anyway, I only made a couple changes to the team prior to this recording, yesterday actually. I made a couple changes, couple trades, but nothing major. So just some top 6 defenseman trades. So let's do this really quick, review the lines, and we'll get into the up to December at least in the recording here. So I'll show you guys just the basic shit. Ovechkin, Backstrom, and Green, that's our captains, right? Now let's get into the overalls or lines. You know what I mean? So in the NHL, we're going with Ovechkin, Backstrom, and Johansson, Ward, Kuznetsov, and Glencross, Chimera, Like, and Brouwer, and Wilson, Beagle, and Fair. I don't want to make that many changes right now until next year's offseason. This is where the changes were made, though. So we got Green and Carlson, Niskanen, Alzner, and Moore and Klein. So these two guys, defensive defensemen. We traded Brooks Orpik, who had like a $5.5 million salary, which we didn't want. He's 33 years old, 83 overall. We don't want that huge contract, right? So I got rid of him and Tim Gleason, another defensive defenseman, for John Moore, which was a good little trade. And then we traded a prospect. His name is Carrick. He was like a 70 overall, 3.5-star yellow offensive defenseman. I didn't need him. So we traded him for Klein and the New York Rangers' second-round pick in 2015. Now, you're asking, why get rid of Gleason? Well, if you look at the defensive defensemen we have here, in Klein and Moore, look at their discipline. Like, Klein's is 87 discipline, his defensive category is nice. And then you go to Moore, and he's got 87 discipline, and his defensive category is good as well. And he has room to increase with that potential, right? So, the the discipline for Orpik and Gleason was like in like 70, 75. It was horrible. So, Klein and Moore have better defensive a little bit worse defensive category than Orpik, I would say, but better defensive category than Gleason and a better discipline as defensive defenseman, right? Like Alzner has a really good defensive defenseman. What did I say there? He has a really good discipline category. He is a good defensive defenseman as well, I suppose. But he's got that 90 discipline, which is big, right? So you guys remember him from Columbus. I got to grab a drink here. Just give me a sec. So yeah. I thought those two trades for the first ones would be good, and then we'll do more trades after this year. I want to see how year one goes. So there's the defenseman. Power play is what you would expect, similar here. Penalty kill, move on to that. Similar. We got Chimera, some of our best defensive players, like Backstrom's there. Goalies, we got Holtby and Peters. In the American Hockey League, we got Grubauer and Pask, however you pronounce that, whatever. Burakovsky, again, his overall didn't change for some reason. The AHL and the prospects and other leagues. Only the NHL was the overalls that kept reverting back to the original. I want Kennedy there. Yeah, I wanted Kennedy on the first line just because he's more of a playmaker. He has better passing than Latta, I would think. Okay. And Verana, he didn't change at all. I increased him to 4-star green, though, just so he would, grow a little bit better, because he's supposed to be really good. And Kevin Fiala's all right there, too. Someone was saying increase him, so I did that. I can't even change that. Is there anyone else interesting in the AHL that we can look at? Orlov, I suppose. That's really it. That's what we got. I did increase Fiala. I'll show him as well, because a couple people suggested that. So we got, I'll show you guys our potential right there. There's our potential for the NHL. What we got lined up here. And then our potential in the future looks pretty good here with Verana and Burakovsky there. That's pretty good. So I'll go to Nashville and show you guys. See, we got Kevin Fiala down there, 72 overall, so that's all good. Now, without further ado, we're already 8 minutes in and I haven't even started a sim. We got to get to December. That's where I want to go. So we'll do scouting assignment. I moved everyone in different leagues, like Eichel and Hannafin shit, so we'd have more places to scout. But of course, we're going to start with the OHL for 6 weeks. We'll go there. And I'm just going to check to make sure the injuries are off and the GM mode firing is off and rotate goalie is on. So injuries are off. GM firing is off. Assistant coach rotates goalie is on. Okay. So we should be good. We are good to go here, finally, 10 minutes in. I just need to explain the whole situation, the good news, bad news, right? I need to take some time to do that. I know it's shitty, but, I don't want to delay this any longer. I want to make this series a lot better than the Columbus one. I want to get this out to you guys a lot more. Just making sure we got everything here. I think we do. We checked everything. Yeah? Okay. So let's get into it here. Montreal's our first game. We'll get through the preseason, get to December, look at the stats, and yeah, that'll be it. We'll do stats wrap up as always. Year one, I'm not expecting that much. You know what I mean? I'm really not. Just trying to get a feeling out process. I thought those 2 trades would be better for the future. We didn't really need Gleason. He was old as well. And Orpik, that contract of $5.5 million, that was brutal. That was fucking bad. Really, that was a good trade for us getting rid of Orpik. Definitely in our favor. Fucking $5.5 million for an 83 overall. It's 33 years old. No thanks. Get off my team. So I think the first line on our team will produce points, but the rest of our team, I think it's going to be tough. Maybe a couple of the defensemen will, like Green and Carlson, even Niskanen. Holtby's going to have to be strong this season, but it's definitely going to rely on Ovechkin, Backstrom, and Johansson on the first line there, right? We'll work on the second line, third line, and we'll work on that in the offseason of year one here. So let's get into it. Let's go to December. I know it'll stop me because of a fucking scouting, so what's the point? I'll just go there. So our first game, we win 1-0. Mike Green gets the goal. Peters has the win. I don't know why he's starting. Let's stop that just in case that's... Oh, Peters started the first game of the year. That's really weird. He got a shutout, though. Just making sure. Okay, so Peters has a win. And so is Holtby, so that means it's working out. I don't know why they would start Peters first game of the year. Kuznetsov had a hat trick in that game right there. There we go. Just talking about getting points from our second line. There we go. So anyway, we're on a go. We go. Wow. Holy shit. We're doing pretty well here. Holy fuck. Oh, good little start. All right. So anyway, I hope you guys are going to stick around and enjoy this series. I think this one will be better than the, Columbus Blue Jackets one, because I think the Washington Capitals, their future is just as bright as Columbus, maybe a little more. That's why I think it'll be better. I think we have a lot more potential here, a lot more to work with. And now that we have Eichel in there, we have Hannafin, we have Matthews, and increased overalls and potentials of prospects, I think it'll be a lot better for this series. So I hope you guys think I did well here. Again, I have to always apologize for this now, but I'm sorry that the NHL changes couldn't really work out, but they just weren't. They weren't working out. So let's go back here for 6 more weeks. I feel like we're going to draft a forward in this draft year, this class, because I think we're going to need someone to fill that second line, right? We're having a good start here, which might not be good. Might not be good for what the future of this team has as this year goes on. But maybe it's that defensive upgrade there on the back end. Maybe that did something. I don't know. But anyway, what was I going to say? I was going to say something. Arizona's doing well. That's weird. Anyway, I was going to say, oh, fuck. There's our first regulation loss. Took 12 games to do it. But, I can't remember what I was going to say. Anyway, never mind. I forget what I was going to say. Whatever. Still, it's good that the prospects are, increased overall potential-wise. So it'll be a more realistic GM mode. And besides, overall increases and decreases will happen as players get older and depending on how they play. So for the NHL at least, for those players. So it's not that big of a deal, right? I know some people will probably be pissed off that I wasn't able to, or that I didn't, actually take all the suggestions and make this happen, like Lucic should be lower and shit like that. But, things happen, and this series has to get out quicker than the Columbus one, and I don't want to delay it any further than it has been. So, you know what? The prospect changes and the creation of Eichel, Hannafin, and Matthews, I hope that's good enough for you guys. I hope you guys, look at least at the silver lining and just say, you know what? That's fine, right? Like, I can't just, all of a sudden fix all these issues. Like, it's EA, there's issues. The game has issues. If it's not loading my changes for the NHL rosters, it's not loading my changes for the NHL rosters. It's fucking up. what can I do, right? I can only do so much. So I hope you guys understand that, whatever. Prospects are changed, and they didn't, like, all of a sudden go back to their original form, so that's what matters. And we got Eichel and Hannafin and Matthews, because you guys were saying that it does increase. Their overalls do increase. I had a friend of mine say that, and he proved it. He showed me pictures, and I looked at his GM mode personally as well, that, Eichel was a 50-goal scorer. He was a 90-something overall. Like, he does grow. Their potentials do work. So, some people were saying, it was a few people, it was like 2 or 3 that said to me, no, it doesn't work. So that's why I kind of was leaning towards the direction of not creating them. And then a bunch of you guys said, it does work, it does work. So I was like, okay, so this better work. If it doesn't work, though, that will be a really big piss-off. But look at this year we're having. Let's get back to the GM mode. I'll stop talking about random shit, right, that you guys know. Look at this year we are having. Wow, that is impressive. So, I'm going to go 6 weeks in the queue, even though I know a lot of their overalls now. 21, 3, and 2. Let's keep going. Let's keep going. I'm going to record this whole season right now, the regular season at least. Let's just keep going. Keep her going. I have to. This team's on fire. Holy fuck. 23, 3, and 2. Ovechkin with 21 goals on the year. My God. What a team. What a team. Ooh, that's a big loss. Was that like 8 something? That was an 8 to something, I swear to God. That's a bad one. Another win right there. Bounce back with a win after a tough loss. Oh, another loss right there. See? Are we going to come back to earth now? Is our team going to start coming back to earth? What do you think? Nope. Okay, a win. There we go. So we got Ottawa here. Was anyone even close to us? Like, really? Our defense is good. I think that's why we're winning a lot. Our defense is really good. But 26, 6, and 2 in year 1. Now, this is a really good start, so I'm definitely not going to be restarting this GM mode by any means. We're into it now, whether you guys like the changes or the inability to change players or not, right? We're into this now. We're in first in the league. Why change anything? Pittsburgh's second. They're only 4 points behind. Chicago's up there as well, so really good year. Really good year. The New York Rangers, I have their second-round pick, and they're 25th, so that's good. That's good for this year. All right, so let's do a stats wrap-up. Actually, let's see where our American Hockey League is. We're in 8th. All right, it's not that bad. That's good, though. That's fine. So in the NHL, goals for, we're actually, wow, we're actually 7th. We're only a few goals from top 3, though, but Chicago, they're dominating in that category there for goals for. Goals against, yeah, we are definitely first there. 1.85, our defense is playing unreal. Power play percentage, it's 5th in the league, and our power play, really, it's just the first line that's really, really good. Penalty kill, 1st in the league, that's what I like to see. We're better away than we are on the road. We're better away than we are on the road. I think I've said that before in a GM mode. Someone called me out on it. We're better away than we are on the road. We're better away than we are at home. Sorry. Oh, anyway. All right, let's go to NHL stats, AHL stats, and then I'll be done for this episode at least. And then we will record the rest of the season after this. So, point leaders, Ovechkin, 45 points, 27 goals. What a beast. 31 points for Backstrom. Only 3 goals. Only 3 goals. Wow. He only had 18 last year, though, I suppose. He's just feeding Ovechkin. So, hopefully he can at least get to like 15, really, though. Green with 29 points, that's good. Johansson with 29 as well. Kuznetsov, 24, that's good. Ward with 22, just kind of supporting role there. Glenn Cross, 21. Niskanen, 20. Like, 12. Yeah, okay. 11 for Brouwer, but he's got 8 goals. Carlson doesn't have a goal yet, so I'm still waiting for that goal. Alsner, Chimera, Fairbeal, Klein and Moore, but still, players there. Plus players, Beagle and Wilson and Fair. Fourth line's the only minus players. Good plus-minus there. All right, goalies. Holtby having an unreal year. 1.86 goals against, 20-5. 937 save percentage, 7 shutouts. Peters doing well as well. I'm going to sneeze here. Just wait. Excuse me. So, yeah, let's take a look at the American Hockey League stats quickly. Just want to see how Vrana's doing in Burakovsky. So, Burakovsky and Vrana, all right. Yeah, they're doing decent. That's pretty good, especially for young guys. All right. So, with that said, I'm going to end this episode here. Thank you guys for watching. Even though the first 10 minutes was just me, ranting about the GM mode and how, shit's fucked up and I'm not even going to deal with it, right? So, anyway, thank you guys for watching. Off to a really great start here. And I will see you guys in next episode because that's really all I have to say. Bye-bye.